to another live. This time I'm using this cold press. It's cold pressed Fabriano Artistico paper, and it's extra white. So if you want some nice highlights, then this paper is quite nice for that. So I'm just going to quickly outline, just going to have a building of some sort in this scene. Just a small building. You can see I'm not too fussed about getting things precise. But there's just a quick sort of outline, and maybe some hills or something, some trees, that sort of thing. This is just a regular 2B pencil as well. So just a rough outline just to give me some structure. This is the first time I've gone live at this time, being midnight here. And if you saw my channel before, I did buy some of these aquarelle super granulating paints. These are Schminke. So I just thought I'd have a go with these in an actual painting. Not tried them yet in a painting, I just did a little test of them. So this is a tundra orange. So I just want to play around and get this on in my paper, in my painting. So let me just start out by just wetting the paper slightly, and then I'm just some of this orange, so super granulating. So we'll see how it is in a painting. It's quite a nice colour. I wasn't convinced when I got these colours. I got 3 in a set. If I'd used this actual orange, but here goes. I'm just going in and trying that anyway. And the other 2 colours I got are actually Tundra Violet, this one, and I got a Tundra Green as well. So I'm just going to squeeze out a little bit of the violet, if I can open it, yep. So just a tiny bit on my palette. By the way, these are M. Graham paints. I really like using these colours. Really nice pigment. And just adding some of that violet to the sky area. Getting plenty of water on there, letting them mix together. And plenty of water. I'm going to darken that a little bit more pigment. This violet, it's quite a nice colour. I do like violet generally. And I'm just popping in a little bit of yellow ochre on the bottom of this sky. So I don't know if you can see, there's some sort of granulation going on already. You can see what's happening there. So I'm quite happy with the way things are looking, the way this is something different. If you've not tried the super granulating pigments, then maybe this can give you some ideas of what you can do with this pigment. There are a few other... Hey Craig, welcome. I've got my brother online for the first time. I've never seen Craig on here before. So what are you doing up at this time? Hi Susan, how are you doing? Editing, dinner and watching. Thank you, thank you. Susan, Craig's my brother. So It's good to have him online. So it's the first time that he's been on my live. I don't know whether he watches my channel, watches my painting, but I really do appreciate him being here. Thanks. You're welcome. Wow, that's different. You can see just a little hair on my paint. So I'm just going in, just adding all different sort of colours, not too fussed. This is my first wash, so I will be going over and adding different tones, different colours, that sort of thing. As I progress through the painting, this is my palette that I'm using. So I've still got a few little colours. This is more of a neutral tint, maybe a bit of some sort of red, maybe a pyro red, that sort of thing. So I'm just popping in this colour here and there. And like I said, this is the first wash, so I will be adding to it. So this is just covering the paper, getting rid of that white of the paper. And I've not really got much of an idea what I'm doing yet, as always. But I do like these sort of impromptu paintings. We'll just see what happens. We'll just get on and have a go. We're just gonna blend some of that sky and see how it goes on. See how we get on. There we go. I think I do need some tissue. I will be checking in on comments. Craig, do you paint? You should try it. I know he's got one of my paintings on his wall. Have you still got that? Sweet Dreams. I don't know whether you've still got that. Have you still got that one, Craig? By the way, can you hear me okay? I forgot to ask. It's just strange because I've got this new mic and it doesn't have a display sort of screen on there. And so it's different to the other mic that I do use. So we're just going to go on and let me know if you can hear me. I would appreciate that. So what time is it there, Susan? I'm presuming, yeah, you can hear. All right, brilliant. That's good to know. Okay, so I think I'm going to add a bit more of this violet. A bit stronger in mix now. So there's more pigment to water. I'm just going to pop that in and see how that goes. How's work going, Craig? Is it going all right? My brother lives in Rochdale, my hometown. All my other family do as well. And we're just sort of a couple of towns away. It's not too far, so I do get over. So I see my family every now and then in Rochdale. And Susan's from South Carolina. It's always nice to have people from different places, you know. Just amazing how powerful YouTube is to make these connections. I've got friends in Australia, New Zealand. I think most of my, not too bad, thanks. That's good. I think most of my viewers are actually US based and other places. And that's why I thought I'd do this live this time, being midnight here. But just a chance for other people to join and see this live. Oh, Karen. Hi, Karen. I didn't see Karen come in. Karen's one from New Zealand. So I don't know what time it is there. What time is it there, Karen, if you're still here? Oh, there you are. Hey, mate. Are you okay? What time is it there, Karen? I'm presuming it's probably midday, is it? Okay, I'm just going to add a bit of a roof colour for the roof. I'm going for a bit of a, let's go for a red. Shall we go for a red? So I'm not being too careful. There is wet paint around. So I'm just mindful of that touching the hill, but it's not a big deal. I can always deal with that if it does start blooming out. I'll just touch that a little bit more. There we go. So I think this is the first wash, and I'm quite happy the way things are at the moment. I think before I started, I wanted to mostly demonstrate the Hake brush, but I've sort of just gone for it. I'm working with one earphone in. Yes, Tuesday. One earphone in, that's good. So you're busy working, hopefully not too busy, Karen. Okay, so I think I'm going to grab a little bit of sap green now. Just mixing it in with this sort of colour that's already on my palette. You can see there's yellow ochre, a bit of sap green in there anyway. So I'm just adding a little bit of darker mix, a bit more sap green, and just pull that across the bottom of the paper. Why not? Now I may get some blooms here because it's still wet. It's sort of difficult doing lives because you can't wait for things to dry. Oh gosh, have a good day today. What's left of work, Karen? Yeah, how long have you got on your shift, Karen? Hope you're not working too hard. Okay, a little bit of Van Dyke brown. Just going to start adding some different colours to this. I think I call them mountains. I think they're probably, yeah, more of a mountain. And you got interesting things happening now because I've got the granulating paint down. So I can see different colours pushing out of that colour as I'm adding different tones, which is quite nice, quite different. And maybe go along the other side. I do have some indigo, which I'm adding to the Payne's grey sort of mix. And that's quite a nice rich colour. Just adding bits here and there. Sometimes I just don't know how things are going to start working or looking. So it can be quite a challenge doing these lives when you're not prepared with anything. I don't have a reference or anything like that. Hardly working, I mean. Good for you. Good for you, Karen. Okay. So I think I'm going to have to go in and blend, sorry, excuse the arm. I'm going to have to go in and blend some of these paint strokes. What is it you do, Karen? What is it you do for work? I know I saw your video, was it yesterday, about it smelling. I don't know why. Got me sort of curious as to what you actually do. I'm the manager of a bus depot. Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's a good job. Something different. Let's just add in some richer, darker tones now. Just get these, and it's still wet, so I'm going to get plenty of movement on the pigment, plenty of things going on. So I think, yeah, okay. I think while I want some of this paint to dry, what I'm going to do, just to help that, so I don't disturb it too much, I'll get too much going on, I'm just going to go in with a pen, just to get some more definition. And if you are painting, don't forget to wipe the bottom of the tape. I don't want anything bleeding back into the painting, so I'm just wiping the edge of the masking tape, which, if you've seen, I do like to use when doing a painting. Everything's still wet, so it's kind of awkward to get these lines, but we'll do it anyway. Okay. We got so you can see my handprint there. It's not a big deal. And just a little chimney there. Okay. Let's get a couple of windows. It's kind of difficult to do this because it's wet. I'm just going to do little lines. I might be able to add to it as the paint dries. And you can see I'm not too fussed really the way it's looking. It doesn't really matter. And let's add. It's nice to add when you get a building, when you're painting a building in your landscape. It's nice to get some dark trees behind. Something trick that I always use. So it just helps the building to pop. There's one little tree. It's still wet, so I'm getting a lot of bleed out. But I think as it dries, things will get a little bit easier. So I'm just trying to make use of the time. Make use of the time. Obviously, I'm standing here waiting for things to dry too much. Can't do that. Do you ever have to drive a bus route if someone else doesn't show up, Karen? Yeah, that's a good one. Do you drive a bus? That'd be quite fun. I think I wouldn't mind being a bus driver. It'd be quite fun. If it can be. I suppose you're working, so it's you got to be serious with it, I suppose. So you can see just a lot of bleed out at the moment, but I'm not going to let that stop me. Just going to carry on, and the sky area is dry now, so I can get some more definite lines once I hit that dry paper. So there we go. Are you still around, Craig? Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here is just add a little suggestion of trees, like a little tree line on the hill or mountain, whatever it may be. And because the paint's still wet, you can see that sort of melting into the background, which is quite nice. It's quite nice. That's working in my favour. And maybe a few trees on this side as well. Let me pull the camera that way. You can see. You're still awake, of course. Cool. That's good. So just a few trees, just a few indications up here. And yeah, just rough those up a little bit. So I want a bit more substance to them. Are you working tomorrow, Craig? Let's see. Okay. So this is a completely different painting that I usually do. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, let me see. What do I need to do? Let's see. Okay. I think this is beginning to dry a little bit. So we can add a few little details, that sort of thing. And I think I am going to go in, I'm just going to darken that roof, I'm thinking. A bit more red, a bit more grey, so it dulls it a little bit. I want a nice muted red. That looks quite all right now. And I can leave some of those light areas as well. It just gives it a little bit of interest. And let's add a door. Let's add the paint to the door. There we go. Okay. So I think this will be beginning to dry. So let's add some more sort of things going on, some more trees. Do some trees coming right up. And this scene reminds me of the Lake Districts in Cumbria. If you've been to Cumbria, you've been to Lake District, then you'll know what I'm talking about. You've got these really nice mountains and lots of green and just some really nice things going on. No, I'm off. Oh, you're off work? Enjoying, and it's looking good already. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate that. So I'm going to go into that indigo now. Quite an interesting colour, so I'm just going to pop more of that in. I do like it. Just to give a little bit of interest. And I'm thinking as well, I'm going to go in a bit of the orange. I'm not sure whether I like these super granulating paints yet. I guess after this painting I will let you know. I'll have more of an idea. I mean, I do use the other colours that I do have, but I use it in the painting and I'm not conscious of when I'm using those. I just sort of go in and I like the colour, I like the darkness of them. And they are quite nice, but as for these colours, I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to grab some more sap green, quite dark, bit of yellow ochre. So it's quite a rich mix now. It's almost a creamy sort of texture, consistency. I know some of these trees are going to disappear now, but that's absolutely fine. I can always go back in and fix those. Just squeeze my brush out, a bit of clean water. Let's get some of this lifted. And just take some of that out, and there we go. And let's add some on the other side. Pull down that green. And I think I'll add a bit more yellow ochre to that mix, just to give us a nice rich colour. Okay, do need to just wipe the bottom of the tape again. Got this pigment coming down and I don't want it to run back up. So I've only used them once, but we'll be doing more with them this week. Really like my Rosa Studio paints. Oh, okay. You don't have a bus license, okay. Well, Karen, don't drive those buses if someone doesn't show up. Would you be able to drive a bus? Do you have a normal driving license? I'm presuming you do. I can imagine a bus is quite easy to drive. I don't know. I think the bigger the vehicles, the more sort of power you have, the more assisted sort of things you have. I guess that's a good thing, Karen. I'd get on the bus with Karen driving. I'm sure she'll be quite okay, quite safe. That's a funny thought, getting all YouTubers and picking them all up, having a nice outing. Okay, just a bit more dark now to the base of this scene. And I think I'm going to add some rocks. So that will give us a nice little feature of this painting. I think it's looking a little bit muddy in the middle, so we'll try and fix that as well. But for now, I'm just going to... Have you tried this technique, Susan? To, just bear with me, just get rid of that. Scraping out rocks. I don't know if you've seen it before. Have you seen me do it? But here goes. Just scraping, and this is a bit of a credit card that I've broke up into pieces, and this is just a technique, a nice easy one. Susan, I'll show you. Should have a go. It's quite easy to do. It doesn't matter. It's quite effective. You can see what's going on there, and maybe let's scrape a few little highlights in the hills or mountains, whatever they are. There we go. They're just really nice to do, really simple technique, and I don't think you need to be that experienced to do scraping rocks. You can do this and it really looks like you've put some real effort in, and it looks like you know what you're doing. So yeah, quite a simple technique there, and you can see the difference it does make in the painting. Let's see what you're seeing. The electric or gas in North Carolina, my daughters, they have electric. They sound crazy. Yeah, I've been on a couple of buses, and it's sort of strange. When they start moving, that's the electric, and then you can hear the engines fire up, and that's when they use the fuel. I was thinking about trying to find an old card to use. Yeah, you can use any cards. We have club cards, things like that for the shopping. You can use that, or pretty much anything with an edge. If you do have, Susan, if you do have some palette knives, they work just the same. They have started introducing electric buses in Rochdale, but not enough. Yeah. Well, I'm sure you don't use many buses as either, Craig. It's not something I enjoy, having a car, but yeah. Well, they're quite reliable here in the northwest of England, Greater Manchester area. If you do need to get somewhere, I mean, to be fair, whenever I go to Manchester, I leave the car at home and use the buses, or the trams are pretty good. To be fair, I would prefer using the trams because they're not affected by the traffic. So even peak sort of rush hour, you're not sort of stuck on the tram in traffic, as you just sort of, they have their own, obviously on the lines. Just every now and then they'll go into the normal roads, but yeah, they're quite good here. Do you have trams in South Carolina, or Susan? I don't know whether you have trams there, or I don't know where else they'd have trams. New Zealand, I think, maybe you could drive a tram, Karen. Have a go at that. But yeah, there we go. So just when you do scraping, if you do want to do that, it's nice to go in and add your darker colours underneath where you've got the highlights, just so that it really does make the highlights pop. And I'm just going in a little bit here now in the mountain, just to give an indication of shadows as well, where the rocks are. And that's quite nice. Just adding a little bit of water, just blend that hard line. And there we go. Just a few little details here and there. It does make a difference. It does make a difference. So there we go. And a few on this side. The paint's beginning to dry now, so it's a little bit easier. I can do things without disturbing too much, or getting it on my hands, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's quite a simple painting to do, but it's quite effective. I don't know. It's turning quite okay. Okay, I suppose. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this. Just a fun little painting to do. So let's pull some of that paint down. I'm going to add a bit more dark, so I'm going to go in with the burnt umber into that sort of grey mix, and you can see the sort of effect that has. A bit more water, just squeeze out and just blend a few of those little areas. Okay, it's looking a lot better now. So I think, if you know Susan, a lot of times you do go through an ugly stage when it comes to watercolours. Things start looking quite bad. It looks like you're going face first. But if you just carry on and just persevere, it's not over until you finish. But you just keep going and go through these ugly stages. It happens and it's natural. You ask anyone who paints, it's not just you, it does happen. And so you just got to work through those ugly stages and just keep going, and all of a sudden things start coming together, and it begins to work. as long as you don't give up, as long as you don't give in, sort of midway. I know for me, you know, I've done that a few times where I'm thinking this isn't working, it's not looking good, and I'll scrap that, I'll just paint this instead, I'll do that. But then things start turning and it's worth just carrying on and watching those results come. There we go. And a lot of times you just got to be patient with it as well. Practice makes perfect. And I'm still practicing. I'm still trying to get things perfect. So it all depends on what you want to do, what sort of paintings you want to achieve, but it definitely does pay just to be impatient, be kind to yourself. I know sometimes it's easy to beat yourself up thinking this is not for me, but if you just be kind to yourself, I think we're our own worst critics, and we can do these things. And I believe truly that anyone can paint. I really do. And that's one thing that I want to, sort of a common theme on my channel, is just showing you how everyone can paint. Doesn't matter your ability, where you're starting from. Let me see what you're saying. We don't, that I know of, we should, as our traffic is crazy busy. Yeah, we live in the outskirts of tourism town, and during holidays or summer, our roads are a mess with traffic. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the same everywhere. Yeah, I mean, we really are, you know, when it comes to art. I do paintings and sometimes I don't like them, but when other people see them, they sort of see, I think, not biased, we're not biased, we're more the opposite way, but when other people see them, they sort of see, they're probably more realistic, you know, the way other people see them. I'm not sure, I don't know. But yeah, we really are our own worst critics, and a lot of times we just need to stop beating ourselves up and just enjoy the painting process. If nothing else, it does, as you said, Susan, let go of that anxiety. It's definitely a good way to, you know, help with stress. And I think we all have stress, isn't that right? I think we all have stress in one way or another, one form or another. And I don't deal with stress very well. So I paint. And that works for me. That works for me. Let me just move the camera again. Okay, I'm just adding a little bit more darks under these rocks and just a few little details here and there. Just getting some nice little contrasting areas. And what is it you do, if you're still here, Karen, to unwind, to relieve stress? Do you have hobbies apart from, obviously, YouTube, if you're still here? Apart from that, from me, I can't even paint a radiator. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. A stream in the middle would be nice too. Ah, yeah, I mean, maybe I could add a little stream. It might be closed up now. Thinking these tones might, that could work. It could work, I suppose. Just going to keep going and see if I think I can do a river in the middle. Maybe this could be a little sort of lake. Maybe that, I could do that, perhaps. Okay, let's close some of this area off and we'll see how it looks. Thanks for the suggestion, Susan. Let's see if we can do that. just getting some darks now. I'm going to start closing off some of this area. So this is the land coming in. Have you seen, by chance, Susan, have you seen Stephen Cronin paint? I was just watching one of his videos before I started this live, just to get some sort of thoughts or ideas, because I really like the way he paints. He uses the Hake brush a lot in his paintings, and really, really quick. I've never seen anyone paint so quick in my whole life, and he always does a really good job with the Hake, and the way he just goes in and produces these really nice paintings. Have you seen Stephen Cronin? If you're not, then I think you should definitely check him out. Check him out, Susan. Do you? By the way, I've not seen you do any landscapes. Is that something you're going to start doing, Susan? Let's see. Okay, I think that's working a little bit. I think I can grab my card again, and let's maybe add a few little rocks and things going on this land. It's still a bit wet, so I might have to just leave it for a few more minutes. I can get a few scrapes. Ah. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Okay, I think that'll do for the rocks before I start ruining things. But let's see. Yeah, Stephen Cronin. So it's Stephen with a PH, and Cronin, you spelled that right. I need to do more. I think they kind of scare me a little. As to me, they seem hard to do. Not really. I mean, Susan, I've seen a massive improvement in the way your perspectives, your pencil drawings, and your line work, which is all on point. So I think it's just a natural progression from that. So I think it's definitely something, especially if you've got sketchbooks or a sketchbook, it's definitely something you can, I think, progress naturally towards. And even if it's just little thumbnails, I know people do a lot of thumbnails. They'll just have a piece of paper or sketchbook and divide the page into like 4 little sections, and you can just do little thumbnail sketches, either in pencil or pen or whatever. Oh my, looks even crawling up, and his work is nice. I subbed. Yeah, definitely worth watching. I mean, it does make it look really easy, and it can be really easy. And I think a lot of times it comes down to just having confidence. Not really knowing the outcome, just having fun, and then all of a sudden things start working out, and it's just a really nice feeling. So yeah, just believe in yourself, be kind to yourself, have a go, and you will get it. Everyone has their own sort of time when it sort of clicks for them. I know for me, I used to do all these paintings and all this artwork and just wanted to get things all perfect and nice, and that was my difficult thing, is switching into a loose style. I said it on, I think, my last video. It's the way you think. I think you got to retrain the way you think. So you have a reference or something like that, and you just want things the way you see them. You want them exactly like the photo reference if you're using a photograph. And that can really hinder your progress. So that's why I like to do these. There's nothing wrong with the reference, that's how I started. But as I progressed, and if you paint 100 trees from reference, you soon be able to know how to do a tree without a reference. you do 100 paintings of mountains and nice sky and things like that, and you can start painting skies without any reference. So it's just all about practice. Just keep going, and things do get that much easier each time, and you're not as far away as you may think. And as long as you enjoy the process as well, that's part and parcel of it. If you don't like painting, then I don't think you've got much of a chance. But I know you enjoy doing your painting, Susan. So just keep going and enjoy the process. I know one person said to me a long time ago, enjoy the learning curves. So you do get these learning curves, the massive learning curves, when you start experimenting with things and trying different techniques. I mean, I think the friend who told me that, he was referring to not watercolor, he was the one that sort of taught me into trying out some oils, and that's what he said. Just enjoy the learning curves. They're a really nice medium. It's instant color, and you get these instant rich colors. So yeah, I mean, I do plan on getting my oils together and having a go. So I will do that. I will do that. I really do enjoy working with oils. They're just completely different to watercolor. They have different properties and they do different things when you use them. But they are very, very nice to use. Let's see. They say to be loose in painting, be brave. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you just gotta. And I know it sounds funny, and I've said it before, but when I think of painting loose, I think you got to change your mindset. It's like you got to paint without caring about the result. And that works for me. I just throw in the paint, see where it goes, and then try and sort of manipulate where I can, control things where I can. And that works for me. I just have a good time. Just put that paint down and see where it takes me. So I enjoy that. I really do enjoy that. Okay, I'm just using this Payne's grey mix. I'm just going to add that to this land area. Okay, I don't know whether that looks much like it looks like a dirty lake. We have plenty of those around here. So, yeah. What do you think, Susan? I don't know. And that's the beauty. You can always change things around. You can always, like, I wasn't going to do some sort of water in the scene, but it is what it is, isn't it? I suppose it does look a bit. I mean, you got this green here. This could be a little bit of algae or something underneath the water. It's very shallow here, so you could have this green popping through. It doesn't matter. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time, so that's all that matters. And just a simple painting, really. Looking good. Thanks, Craig. Cheers, dude. I think so too, Craig. Yes. Thank you. Craig, if you've not hit that like, please tap that like. I think there's just you two watching at the moment, but I've got 2 likes, so if you're not one of them, just tap the like. It just helps my channel massively. If YouTube sees that I'm getting likes for the painting, for my video, then it does help. So I do appreciate that. I'm going to pop in a little bit more dark underneath these rocks. Give it a little bit more pop. And there we go. And sometimes, the benefit, sometimes they do look better on video than the actual painting. So I'm thinking this is just one of those. It does look a bit better. You do see I think it looks better the way you see it now on video than it does for me, or it's just me being extra critical, I don't know. But there we go. There we go. And a little bit of dark underneath. Just bring that all the way down. Okay, yep. I'm going to grab my hake brush now. I want to sort of grab some. In fact, maybe I should try. Oh yeah, the Tundra Green. I've not tried that one. My Tundra Green. This is the super granulating. So let me pop a little bit of that out. And it's getting all over my hands. I'm looking a mess. But I'm going to pop a little bit of this Tundra Green in as well. Let's see how this looks. And I think with the super granulating paints, they do look better with sort of a lot of water in them. This is quite not very diluted, so it's quite a thick, dark version. It's working, but yeah, to get those nice granulated effects, it does work better with plenty of water. Oh, that's for another video, maybe. I do like the super granulating, but I don't know whether it's gimmicky. I don't know if that's the way to sort of describe them. I don't think you can beat the traditional sort of paints anyway. But just something different. It's nice to try different things. As we try different things, we can see what works for us, what we like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to pop another building by the side of this one. So without drawing or without a pen, I'm just going to go for add the roof here. Let me make sure you can see that. Yep. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see there's quite a big brush. I should use a smaller brush, but there you go. And I'm going to grab a smaller brush now because I'm going to ruin things before I destroy things completely. Let me just pop. There we go. And little windows, that sort of thing. I think I will have to add some pen to that one because it just looks out of place with the other one. So add on this chimney a little pop of red. I don't know if you can see that. Bring you closer. There we go. Yeah, so I will add some pen to that. I think I need to just fix some of these trees as well. So let me go in with a little bit of that sort of a dirty green. Well, it's the Tundra Green, so it's super granulating. And just having a few little bits of foliage on these trees, and letting the brush dry out so we get that dry brush effect as well. That's quite nice. And I think what I need to do as well is add some darker tones underneath. So it gives a nice little texture. You see, just a bit of dry brush, so you can either scratchy sort of noises as I come down and my paint runs out. And I think I will add A few more trees on the bottom here. So there we go. And that's something I know I've told you, Susan. I'm just trying to improve painting trees. It's not really my thing, but the more I do it, the more it works, I suppose. Like anything, practice, and I think if there's something that you do struggle with painting, then just paint it again, and you will get there. That's what I think. Okay, so I'm just going to add a few more little twigs and branches. Let's see the good stuff that is. Oh, I keep reading the bottom comment first and then working my way up. Tell your critic to go away, Dave. Yeah, definitely. I'm not listening. It's just a voice in my head. I can ignore that. Take tablets for that. Interesting how you started lighter colours, then moving to darker colours. Yeah, Karen, that's the thing. With watercolours, because it's a transparent medium, it is normal to start off with the lighter colours, sort of plenty more water. And then as you progress through the painting, you sort of graduate to the darker colours. And you can also layer them as well, so the darks can go on top of the lights. And then where you sort of miss that, and then you get the under painting sort of glowing through. So that's one of the benefits of watercolours. I wish paint didn't cost an arm and a leg to buy. Yeah, I know, unfortunately that's the way it is. And I guess the more they cost, the better they are, right? I know I've not really tried the Daniel Smith yet, but to be fair, there's quite a few brands out there that are quite nice to use. I don't know whether you can get White Knights over there, Susan. They're Russian paints, and they're the price of student grade, but they are a professional quality, as I believe. So they're really nice ones to use. And also you got the Talons paints, so like the Rembrandt, Turners, that sort of thing. They're, I think, a little bit cheaper than, definitely a little bit cheaper than Daniel Smith. I think all of them are. But Winsor & Newton, that's a really good brand. I know they're really easy to pick up in this country. You know, if you go in any art store, if they do have paints, then 9 times out of 10 they're going to be Winsor & Newton, which I am a fan of. That's good stuff, that is. Trees are my weakness at this point, but I will definitely get there. Yeah, definitely. I know exactly what you're saying. I'm not the best at painting trees, but if you have noticed my last few landscape paintings, I always try and include trees in there, and that's hopefully helping me improve, definitely. So we just gotta, sometimes we've got to get out of our comfort zones as well. You know, I think this is my comfort zone, painting this sort of a scene. I keep thinking, you know, people are going to get sick of seeing me paint these, because I sort of I gravitate towards painting mountains, and I do have trees in there anyway, but it seemed to be the same sort of scene over and over and over again. But I don't know. I think I need to just start getting more reference photos. I know when I do reference photos and, you know, paint from those, I don't try and get them exact, and I do find it nice to have a sort of a structure to the painting. It does help. So sometimes when I have this, and it does happen, yeah, I have this artist block and I don't know what to paint, so it does help with that. And I think we're lucky these days that I think everyone's got smartphones. You can just snap pictures wherever you are. I hear Winsor & Newton Professional is good too. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, they are a fair bit of money to buy, but you know, to be honest, the Cotman, the student grade of Winsor and Newton are really, really good. I did have those for many years painting with the Cotman. I remember you saying working on trees. Yeah, it's definitely my thing. Oh, hi Don, you okay? Nice to see you here. I don't know what time it is there in Belize, but it's 1 o'clock now. I've been streaming for an hour. Do you ever try to copy one of the master's paintings? That's a good question, Irishman. Welcome, by the way. I think I would like to try. There is an artist over here. Well, there was an artist over here, L.S. Lowry. And I know a lot of people have said that, you know, a lot of my paintings are similar in a way. And I do like his style, so maybe I will try painting one of the master's paintings. He's not master, but is really famous in this country. 82 degrees Fahrenheit at 6 p.m. on a Monday. Oh, okay, 6 p.m. I think this is a good time for live streaming. I think it's something that I will do more of at this time, maybe once a week, something like that, because I just find, I think most of my audience, most of the people that do join me are in the US, so I think it makes sense rather than go live and have less people see my live. I think going late at night where it's sort of evening for people, I think it makes more sense. So thanks for joining, Dawn. I really do appreciate you being here. Dawn's from Belize, and she's an artist as well. She likes to do lots of arty and crafty things, even makes her own sketchbooks. So if you want, Susan, you can check her channel out. I've been friends with Dawn for quite some time. I think it's been a couple of years at least. When less people see me live, I feel good. Okay. I understand that feeling. Have you done many lives, Dawn? I think I've seen a couple of lives, and I think it was you that I asked before I started doing lives. I think it was you that I asked, Dawn, and I was scared to death. To do lives, just thinking things, I don't know, just worried. And it's like almost like starting a YouTube channel again, being like the beginning stages. So yeah, it was kind of scary. So I think you just got to dive in, and I just think I want more people. I'm trying to build up a community with my channel, and I'm sure you're the same, Dawn. And sometimes we got to do things that are not very comfortable. Speaking from my own experience, we have to try and just get out of our comfort zone and do things that, you know, are not our norm. And that's where we grow. Just pulling down some of this, trying to get a straight line, but you can see it not really working. I'm using my watercolor jars to keep my hand sort of straight. And I don't have the world's steadiest hands. Sometimes that works out good because I get these lines and textures. But sometimes I do need that straight edge. But if I need to, if it's a big deal, if I need a straight edge, then I'll just pop some tape across and paint down to the tape. And that tape gives me the nice, straight, clean edge. So if I'm painting a seascape or anything like that, then that masking tape would come in handy. I enjoyed your video, Dawn, with your visiting different art places. Wow, how many art stores did you visit? I don't think I caught it in the end, but yeah, it was an art trip and a half. I love looking at these different art supplies, but I usually do that when I've got no money to buy, and it's frustrating. But it is nice to see, and I do love looking at art supplies, sort of making plans. If I don't have money to get it, then I'll sort of look around and see what I can get when I can. And that's a really fun thing to do. But I really want to see more of Belize because it does look amazing. So I did enjoy the parts of the video where you were traveling to the stores and showing some of the scenery, some of the landscapes. That is really, really nice. You know, that's what I like to paint. So obviously I see anything like that and I gravitate towards that sort of thing. Okay, I think I'm near enough to a point where I can stop. Notice I say where I can stop, not that I've finished, because sometimes we're never finished. We could just go on and improve things as we go. So that's why I'm saying to a point where I can stop. Sometimes you just gotta think to yourself, how long do I want to spend on this painting? I think I need to go in, and this could ruin things. Let's see. I think I need to go in and add some more to the sky. Let's see. I don't know. I just got this sort of dirty part in the sky. Let's see if I can rectify that. Just okay, that sort of works. Let me just soften any edges. So we've got a little bit of cloud there as well, and that looks okay. And I think that will do. I think that will do. Maybe that's okay to stop now. Let's see what you're saying. Looks great, Dave. Thank you. Thank you, Susan. You should try doing a cheap art supplies videos. Yeah, maybe I could. I mean, I don't tend to cheap art supplies. I think it depends what you paint, but I do find the better the quality of the things that you get, the better the result. Is this actually, I think it's quite blur. Let me try and fix that. It does look quite blur. Yeah, so I mean, for the things that I paint, I think in watercolor especially, it's the paper that matters most. So I mean, I do have a few Cotman paints still, which are cheap because they're a student grade. So I could definitely do paintings with the Cotman paints that I've still got, and show you how you can paint with cheaper paints, that sort of thing. So definitely, that's a good suggestion. Thanks for that, Dawn. I can send you some pictures because of my job. I'm traveling all over Belize district. Yeah, please do. I do have you on Instagram, so if you just pop them over on Instagram, and I would love to paint some pictures of Belize. You can do that, Dave, with your son for kids. What do you mean, Susan? You can do that with your son for kids. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Which is the cheapest, watercolors, oils, or acrylics? I think acrylics are cheaper. I'm not really, never really used acrylics, but I know there's quite a few maybe cheaper sort of routes to go, and it's a different sort of paint. I have used oils quite a lot, but I've never done acrylic, but I do think they are a bit cheaper. Thanks, Greg. The cheapest supplies for video. Oh yeah, okay, for kids. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe I will. I'm just concentrating on building up my community, and I know that most of my people that follow, most of my subscribers are sort of older age, so there's no children, and I know you got to tick one of the boxes that your video is not made for children. So I don't know whether that makes any difference, but yeah, I mean, it would be a good idea. Cheap art supplies are in Belize. yeah, okay, well, whatever works. And if you do find, everyone's different, there's no right or wrong way. I think too many people say you need to do this, you need to do that. And I don't tend to listen to that. You just got to find what works for yourself. I mean, I know, Dawn, you're into these pens and crayons and pencils and all that sort of thing. So that's really, really nice. But yeah, whatever works. Everyone's different. So I think this painting's about done. I don't know whether it's a bit blurred. To me, it looks a bit blurred. Maybe I'm tired. It's 1:10 in the morning, but thank you for joining, Dave. Very true. What's very true? I don't know what I've said. Maybe I'm tired. But thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Craig, Irishman, Dawn, Susan, thanks for your likes, your comments. Thank you, Dawn. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Let's give you a little sort of look if it's not too blur. Yep, everyone have a great night, and I'll be going to bed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.